My name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got a special guest making his second appearance, Christian Edward Arnold.
Thanks for having me again.
No problem, but anytime. Listen, we got a lot to cover. I'm very excited to have you on.
Me too.
We got some good fan questions.
Great.
So let's just jump right into it. As soon as I can turn the page.
Yeah.
All right. Andrew Wengert.
Okay.
What is the most underrated era of wrestling? Attitude Era, PG Era? I threw these ones in. Okay. Hogan Era, Backlund Era?
Good question to start off.
Yeah.
Underrated. Just giving a quick thought, I feel like...
That eliminates the Attitude Era, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess I'll go with kind of my era, like the PG era.
Okay.
You don't really hear people talk about classics from that too much, but like, you know, the time of John Cena and Punk. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels rivalry.
Right.
Definitely some of my favorite time. I'm sure it'll become less underrated as time goes on, but I'd have to go with PG.
All right. Yeah. That's awesome. Great question, Andrew. Michael Pitaro. How many other people would you like assisting you in production working for a show?
All right. I mean, in a perfect world, you know, you've got upwards of 10 people just dedicated to production, but in an indie wrestling environment, it's not something that you get too often.
Right.
So I guess if it was a perfect world, at least 10, maybe more, but you got to have the money to pay those guys, you know?
Right. Yeah. Great question. Michael has a follow-up. How can we highlight or recognize, appreciate your work behind the scenes for the fans?
Watch the content.
Right.
Get engaged with the content that we put out. Right. Let us know what you think of the show. I guess I'll kind of put myself over real quick right off the bat. I work with Atlantic Pro Wrestling as the technical director and head of production. And we just started a deal with Premier Streaming Network, where we're putting out, we're trying to do a show every month. Yep. Leading to live streaming in the future on Premier Streaming Network. Nice. So the best thing you can do to support us technicians and techies is watch the show.
Absolutely. You put out some great videos of upcoming shows and stuff. I mean,
I do all those as well.
Work, man.
Thank you.
We'll probably get to that, you know what I mean, down the line. Zach Farmer. Do you think, I like this question.
He had the best questions last show.
It's just so random.
Yeah.
Do you think Tajiri deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I do too.
Heck yeah. Legend.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach. Andrew Wengert's back. What is the best finisher of the 2000s and the 2010s? I'm old, so I can't answer that.
He asked about the eras, too?
Yeah.
These are some tough questions.
Yeah. Good questions.
The best finisher of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Right off the gut, Swanton Bomb.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
That's high risk, high impact, Swanton Bomb.
All right. And what about 2010s?
Oh, God.
That's harder, right?
I'll be honest with you. That's kind of around the time I kind of took a break from watching wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2010 to, I guess, WrestleMania 30 in Orlando, I think. Right. That's kind of when I got back into it. So I can't give an educated answer on that, Andrew.
So thank you, Andrew, for the questions, though. Jake Hoops. Would Tiger Woods be able to beat The Undertaker if he had access to his golf clubs?
Dang. I don't think so. Yeah. No.
Tiger's got a bad back, too.
Yeah, he's got some leg issues.
Yeah. There's no way. I hope you didn't think he was going to win, Jake.
Yeah. Maybe in Tiger's prime, he could have lasted maybe a minute before he got hit with the tombstone.
He might have got a whack or two in.
Yeah.
And if he didn't hit him in the head, he was done. Because he grabs that thing, he's done.
Yeah, he'll take him
worse than his car accident.
Yep. Yeah.
On his own property.
Yeah.
All right, Ed Hunt. Besides taping down wires, do you really have any talent? Come on, Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Ed. Jeez. I guess I'll say to Evil Ed, it's been about 8 months since you said you were going to bring devastating talent to Atlantic Pro Wrestling, so maybe you should work on that before you start coming at me.
Because he lost his Congo.
Yeah, he did. Hey, and Congo's doing really good.
Yes,
and
he
I
is.
miss seeing him and hope he's doing great.
Me too.
But Ed, come by Atlantic Pro Wrestling next show. I'll show you just how many cables I taped down.
Woo!
I got people that do that for me. You come and see.
All right. Thanks, Ed. Julia Marie Arnold.
That's my little sister.
Yeah. What drives you?
Jeez, sis. Deep question.
Yeah. She's got a couple more, too.
Okay. What drives me in wrestling is just hungry to be a part of the business.
Right.
That's what I strive for with every endeavor in wrestling,
Right.
is just to advance in the business and have something that I can be proud of at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Great question. She got a follow-up, 2 follow-ups. What is the one thing you dream of doing in your career?
I guess the same thing, we all dream of when we get involved in this is making it to TV.
Right.
Having a job in the WWE or,
Yep.
with AEW up, getting a job somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere big, something to be proud of.
Excellent. And favorite WrestleMania moment to date and why? Does she have an insight on this one?
I don't
That's
think
why, because
so.
it's a very, it's a specific question.
Yeah. So I went to WrestleMania in Dallas.
Yep.
I got a pretty good story about that.
All right.
I was going through a autograph signing. Maybe I told this on the last show.
That's all right.
I was going through an autograph signing, and I got an email that was basically a change has been made to your tickets. And I was sitting up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And my email said I was moved to 4th row on the floor.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. It doesn't. Someone like me would never get to sit that close at WrestleMania.
Right, I hear you. That'd be me too.
So that was my WrestleMania moment.
No doubt.
Probably my favorite. And I'd probably have to say Cody Rhodes showing up. That was the most electrifying moment of the night.
Right.
And I got to be right there, less than 100 feet from the ring.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
that really is awesome.
Yeah, that's mine for me.
Great story.
Thank you.
Let's see. One more, I think. You have one of the best videos of an upcoming show. This is from me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's 45 seconds, but it's perfect.
The one for Manchester we just put out today?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's so good.
Thank you. That's
welcome.
my voice on it, and I did all the video editing, so thank you.
No, it's like, it's as good as any I've seen.
Thank you.
Honestly,
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just as good as the WWE one. It really is. I mean, it's perfect. Like I said, it's a great video.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Real quick, my little sister, I just want to give a shout out.
Yeah.
My little sister's about to get married to a very nice young man. Just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's awesome. Gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm going to be the best man.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was he your friend too?
Nope.
No, but he just.
I met him. He started dating my sister.
Yep.
You're supposed to hate those guys.
But you're charming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're an easy guy to talk to. All right. Andrew Crane, what is the key to successfully wearing many hats at APW?
Preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pre-planning, knowing what you're going to do, being ready for any situation that gets thrown at you.
Right.
That's the best answer I can give to that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Tammy Burns.
Okay.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yes, thank you, Tammy. Sean Schultz Arnold.
It's my dad.
Who was your biggest fan? I think I know the answer to this.
My mom.
Oh, no way.
No, it's probably split between my mom and my dad.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. All right. Can you take us through a show day? When you get to the arena.
Yeah. I guess a perfect show day would be that I get to be in the building before the day of the event.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really happen.
Right.
So I guess to take you through a regular day would be get to the venue as early as I can. If my shoot job doesn't have something that occupies my time in the morning.
Yeah.
Get to the venue as early as possible. Jump in. I usually start by setting up all of the equipment.
Yep.
And I have a lot of good help that helps me do that.
Excellent. Could use help.
Yeah, right. Get everything set up, get everything tested, all the lights, all the cameras, all the sound equipment, make sure everything's dialed in as soon as possible. Usually takes 3 to 3 to 4 to 6 hours, depending on the scale of the venue. Once it's all tested and ready to go, then it's time to start talking about the show and what we're going to do that night.
Right.
And the quicker we get the gear set up, the more time we have to hash out all the details.
Right.
So that's pretty much a show day. Then we do the show.
Yep.
Pack up as quick as possible because you probably have to work in the morning.
Right. Yeah, it's indies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all got to work.
Yeah, and get ready for the next one.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Have you worked with someone that like blew your mind with instant chemistry?
You mean more in ring or on the production side of things?
How about both? Could you do both?
Sure. I guess somebody that I really click with on the production side of things is Tony S., referee.
Yep.
Tony S. has a great mind for wrestling production and formatting.
Yep.
He gets exactly what a show should look like to a consumer.
Right.
So when we started talking at Atlantic Pro Wrestling about how the show should go, and I asked him if he had any input on the things we were doing.
Right.
He was very quick to just kind of give me all the knowledge that he had.
Well, he has a lot of knowledge.
He sure does.
A lot of knowledge.
And that's evolved to the point that we clicked so well that Tony is my co-producer on Atlantic Pro Wrestling. He's the head man in Gorilla, making sure that everyone's being held accountable and that we're putting out the best product we can.
And he's still refereeing a match or two?
He sure is.
Yes. All right. Tony's a great ref, too.
And
all
then,
right.
Well, you said in-ring.
Yeah, I'm
Anyone
sorry.
that clicked with quick. I guess I'll go with a recent one right now. There's a young man by the name of DJ Powers.
Okay, yes. Trained up at Top Rope?
Yep, with Elia.
Yep.
And he came in for a debut match at APW and just blew the roof off the place on his debut.
Nice.
I don't think he had worked many other places before that.
No, I think he's pretty much brand new.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And this kid had it instantly.
Nice.
He got over with the crowd. He was working the camera.
All right. I'm looking forward to seeing him down the line.
Me as well.
All right. APW, while they book with some locals, they bring in talent like from other states too. Mm-hmm. Is it really challenging with guys that you haven't worked with before for any reason?
I guess that would be kind of a testament to the kind of production you're putting on.
Right.
I try to have us be ready for anyone to come in. I don't ever think about who we have booked on the show when I'm planning out the production of the show.
Okay.
Unless it's specific to that talent.
Right.
Obviously, like what is their entrance music? What are we going to put up on the screen for them?
Right.
But as far as day-to-day production and on commentary, I kind of like when someone new is in on both sides of that.
Right.
Kind of someone new to play with on the cameras.
I agree.
As well as someone to get to know when you're sitting at the commentary table.
Right.
It's a learning experience for me and the audience and the talent who's coming in.
Right. And there's a lot of good talent at APW.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. And we're going to go through the roster.
Great.
Talk about them too. So besides Tony S., is there another main guy that always helps you with production or a couple guys that's always on the production team?
I have a really good team at Atlantic Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
And the nice thing is most of them are students at Next Gen.
Right. Okay, yeah, with Bud. Yeah.
Yep. So they've been helping me for, I want to say, the past year.
Nice.
And we've really trained everyone to be a valuable part of the team.
Right.
We have a kid named Andrew who does all of the video work.
Yeah.
He does all the camera cuts and sets up all the cameras, make sure they're balanced. And he does a great job. I have a guy named Mike Tedesco.
Yeah.
Who does...
He's a Facebook friend.
Yeah. He all these kids are training to work in the ring.
Right.
And they're paying their dues even more than the guys working ring crew because they're on the entire show until it ends.
Right. Is there a Edgar Arthur Stevens?
Yep. Roadhouse. He's around. He helps the ring crew.
Yep. That's cool, though. You got all the young kids. I mean, and they're learning things that can help them down the line, too, big time.
Yep. And it's you get what you put in,
Right.
And these kids really, They grab it by the horns.
Right.
And they put in the work. Yeah.
Nice. Now, you put out quite a few of those videos. Now, are you shooting the promos for them and stuff like that?
So we do shoot promos, usually on show days.
Right.
And that's kind of me just grabbing a guy or a girl and saying, we want to hear you talk about this, and and they shoot, and we give them a chance to, let the audience hear their voice.
I saw an Owen Brody one today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good job, man.
Yep.
Even though Owen Brody's kind of full of himself.
Well, he's calling himself an APW legend these days.
Hey.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to call himself a legend.
Yep.
All right, but there's a couple shows coming up. While we plug them down, we can plug them again later.
Yeah.
June 17th at Newburyport. That's 25 Low Street.
You got it. The Elks Lodge.
I remember the Elks Lodge. That's their home base.
Yep.
And then the next week on June 24th, they're going to be debuting in Manchester.
Returning to Manchester after some time.
Okay.
Yep.
So again, 2 weeks in a row, June 17th and June 24th. First one's in Newburyport. Second one on the 24th is in Manchester.
Yep.
Anything you could tell us about the shows? Maybe anybody wrestling against each other? Or
I can tell you that we're still in the planning process for those two shows.
Yep.
So I can't give you any inside scoops, unfortunately.
All right, that's not a problem. We could just go down to the roster.
Yeah, please.
So how about we start with Jason Vaughn?
Jason Vaughn.
Yep.
Jason Vaughn just debuted with us about 2 shows ago, so 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Put on an impressive showing against Monty Aries, the main shooter.
Yep.
Monty called for an open challenge, and Jason Vaughn stepped up to the plate.
Yep.
And put on a hell of a performance, I got to say.
Nice.
I'm excited to see what comes next for him.
Excellent. How about Andrew Pulaski?
Andrew Pilarski, Drew.
Yeah.
I worked with Drew on commentary. He did commentary for APW way back when, when Derek Mitchell was running the production, and I got to have a lot of good conversations with him. We tried to get him on commentary for this kind of reboot of APW, and the scheduling just didn't work out.
Right.
So Drew,
it's too bad.
Drew, if you're watching, I miss you, bro, and I hope to see you soon.
So who is your commentary partner?
So Scotty Slade has been in the second chair with me, and he is so fun to work with. I can't tell you.
Now, you're play-by-play?
Yep.
And he's color.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he is a great guy.
Yeah.
I learned something from him every time.
A lot of knowledge, again.
Yep.
Dad's been in the business a long time.
Yep. And he has been unavailable the past 2 shows.
Right.
So I had Pro Wrestling Politician come in and join me. And I got to say, he has been just as pleasurable to work with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good man. I contributed to the campaign.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Very good.
Yeah, a couple shows ago. I think it was at, it was Ryan Drew's last show. His last show. And he's having another show coming up.
Yep.
And it's going to be incredible, man. Johnny Cashmere and the new backseats are coming. I'm there.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm a huge Backseat Boy fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not the back seat, right? No. It's the Backseat Boys in wrestling. It's the Backstreet Boys
in music.
Yeah. All right, I got a little confused there. I'm old.
Well, hey, politician, he is working everywhere. He's making a name for himself.
Yes, he is.
Don't count him out.
Oh, absolutely. You're right.
Yeah.
How about Landon Hale, guy that's been in and out of APW a little bit?
Landon Hale, I'm a big fan of. He just returned for us in our last show in Derry this past weekend. He was in the main event.
That don't surprise me.
With our champion, Steven Stetson.
Right.
They put on a submission match, and it was a great main event.
Nice.
Very nice guy, great to work with, always eager to cut a promo. So, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stetson retained the title?
He sure did.
He did. All right. How about the tag team champs? Seth Aaron
and
Vanity Vixen.
Knightson.
Yes, Knightson.
They're always a pleasure to work with. I guess personally, I met Amato way back when I attended wrestling school in 2018.
Right.
and quickly, was a big fan of his. And
great guy and a good worker, great teacher.
Yes. Yep. He's always offering up knowledge.
Right.
And the two of them are just great to work with.
Yeah. And Vanity's got herself in incredible shape.
Yep.
Yep. And very great tag team.
Yep.
How about Kid V? Is he still the New England champ?
He is.
All right.
Unfortunately, Kid V just had a tough weekend.
Did he?
Yes.
What happened?
Kid V got his hair cut off.
Whoa.
I believe he's joining you here later tonight.
Yes, he is.
So you'll get to see that. I think he'll be debuting his new haircut.
Wow.
So Mike Grossa, the Mind Eraser,
big guy too.
He came out and he cost Kid V his matchup. Kid V's losing streak in APW came to an abrupt end. And to make matters worse, Mike Grossa grabbed a pair of scissors and unprovoked cut the hair of Kid V.
Wow.
But to speak on V in general, impressive talent.
Yes.
He has grown immensely just in the past year.
And he connects with everyone.
Yep.
Not just kids or, you know what I mean? He connects with everyone.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what he keeps bringing to the table.
And talk about character.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I mean. He does. Everybody likes him.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't wait to see it. Someday everyone's going to hate him probably.
Yeah. I need to get some of his merch. He's got some really cool shirts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to buy some too. All right. How about Stiff Mike?
Stiff Mike, man. I couldn't say enough nice things about Stiff Mike.
Yeah.
I think I said this the last time I was here. He's the only reason that I got into wrestling.
Right.
I went to his wrestling school in Salisbury. Even though I didn't, make it in the ring, he's the one who got me hooked up with Mike Morris to start working on production, and the rest is history. Right. I'm eternally in debt to Stiff Mike.
Nice. And again, I hate to keep saying it, but a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
A lot of knowledge. I mean, he goes back to Killer.
Yep.
He's been around the business a long time.
I know he's an older guy too, but man, he's been putting on some good matches.
Yeah, I haven't been up there, but I don't doubt that. You know what I mean? I definitely don't doubt that.
He's transformed himself too. He's dropped some pounds, and
nice.
He's flying around the ring like a cruiserweight. You wouldn't believe it.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, Mike. How about the head of APW, Michael Morse?
Jerk. Not really. He's become a very dear friend of mine. He has given me so much opportunity.
Right.
I could sit here for an hour and tell you all the great things he's done for me personally. But I guess just in general, he really cares about his product.
Right.
You can tell every time we have a conversation about Atlantic Pro Wrestling that he's putting in 100%.
Right.
And he wants to make it as good as it can be.
Yep.
Even though that can be really hard sometimes. Mike's a great guy.
I think you meant to say some guy named Mike Gerard's the jerk.
Yeah.
Michael Morse is kind of a great guy.
Oh, he's a great guy.
How about Big Gun, Jim Sargent? Has you been around him enough?
No. So he was around a little bit when I started in the business, when I was just sitting there, hitting play on the music. He was a big part of APW. I think since then he's kind of stepped away.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if he'd come back a little bit, that's all.
No, I haven't seen him. I don't even think I've gotten to meet him.
Right. Or when you do, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, how about we touched up on him earlier. Unfortunately, he's managed by Ed Hunt. But Congo, who seems to be doing very well.
Yeah. Congo, super nice guy, despite what you see in the ring.
Right.
I wouldn't want to stand across the ring from him. I'll tell you that. But backstage and out of the ring, he is just a sweetheart. Right. I don't know how else to put it.
Right.
He's one of the nicest guys I've met. Again, we keep saying this, but it's worth its weight. He's always offering up knowledge.
Yes, he is. Really great guy. The masshole, Mike McCarthy, because I know he's been working.
Yep.
A few shows with APW, right?
He has been one of our APW constants. Right.
Which is great.
I swear it's the last time I'll say it, but he's also always trying to make everyone around him better.
That's you can't get better people than that.
He's a great locker room presence.
Right.
I can say that. Not that I'm in the locker room, just from a bird's eye view. Yeah. He is always every time we have a meeting before the show. He's always saying to make sure everyone's stuff is different and that you're paying attention to the other matches on the card. Seems like it should go without saying, right?
Right.
But
no super kicks in 5 matches in a row.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's a pleasure to work with.
I can't keep saying it either. Knowledge. Yep. The knowledge on this guy. I mean, I go back to seeing him as Tommy Knoxville, which was in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. All right. How about Stigma?
Sigma.
Yeah.
Sigma. I have run into him a few times briefly throughout my career.
Right.
I did a little bit of training at Nepwa.
Yep.
And I don't think he was one of the trainers, but he was there in the class.
Yep.
And just multiple times he would pull me aside and take the time to help me with something if I was struggling.
Right.
Just very genuine.
Yeah.
And he's also a great presence in the locker room.
Right. Yes, he is.
Yeah, Sigma, and he can go in the ring. His character work is by far some of the best in the area. And come on, how can you not love the streamers?
Yeah, right? I hear you.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, well, seeing you brought up like Nepa, Chase Del Monte.
Great guy. I haven't talked to him since my brief training stint there.
Right.
I was there for a couple months. But, I can tell a personal story to speak to his character. Me and a couple buddies were only brought to Nepwa and learned about it because we were involved in an upstart school in Biddeford. The school quickly closed.
Okay.
And the guy who owned it hooked us up with Chase at Nepwa.
Nice.
And I think it took like 3 months until we even talked about payment.
Right.
And when we did, we were kind of deer in headlights, like, oh, we thought we were coming for free or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, no, you kind of got to pay for class. And we were like, so sorry. And he was like, don't worry about it. Get into class. And so great guy.
That's awesome.
And you can't not like what they do over at Chaotic.
Right. Well, I forgot to even bring this up. This past Sunday, NXT came to my hometown, Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yep.
And the NXT heavyweight champion, Carmelo Hayes, defended the belt and beat cleanly Braun Breaker.
Yep. Were you at the show?
I was there, yes.
Nice.
My daughter and her boyfriend took me to the show.
Nice. Do you have good seats?
I had seats where, when they came out of?
Uh-huh.
Like, so if you're facing that wall, we were on the right-hand side, because actually across was all blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were right there when they came. I mean, literally, when he came out and took 2 steps, he was dead on with me.
Wow.
We were in like the 8th row.
Nice.
It wasn't bad. I mean, there's not really a bad seat in that place.
No. What arena was that at?
The Songus.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And the show was fantastic. They have a new women's champion, Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
Beat Valkyrie, I think her name was. But it was a good show. Noam Dar defeated Dragon Lee with the help of all his goons.
Uh-huh.
His 2 girl goons and his male goon.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but...
How about that match with Dijak and Ilya?
Yes. Unreal, man. Unreal.
I got to tell you, I was home.
Ilya is incredible.
Incredible. I was home that night.
Yeah.
And I decided to buy AEW.
Yep.
Double or Nothing. I forget what match it was, but me and my girlfriend and I just weren't really getting into it.
Yep.
And I just said, let's switch over to NXT. Let's see what's going on there.
Right.
And we tuned into the middle of that match.
Wow.
And we were hooked.
Yeah.
My girlfriend had to get up and leave in the middle of it because they were hitting each other so hard.
That's incredible, though. That little guy, man, has some serious chops.
I think it's only a matter of time till he moves up. And,
Yeah. Well, my daughter and her boyfriend don't watch wrestling, so I told them when he comes out, he thinks he's a symphony orchestra. And they're like, no, I'm like, I'm telling you, here he comes.
Yep.
And he's doing it. They're like, you're not lying.
Yep.
Oh, they were dying. They thought they had a good time. They had a few laughs, at my expense, because, I'm the wrestling fan.
Yeah.
But all right, how about a guy that actually just has gone back to trading at Nepwa, Anthony Green.
Anthony Green.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, me too.
I've only gotten to speak to him personally a couple times.
Right.
He came and worked at Atlantic Pro Wrestling quite some time ago. I think before he went to Japan.
Yes.
Great guy. I was fortunate enough to kind of be on the sidelines during a seminar he did. And he gave a lot of helpful information. He's got a really good attitude about the business.
Yep.
And man, he can work.
I think he worked with the body.
Yep.
And put him over.
Yep.
And everything. I mean, that's really, and he knows that's what it's about. It's not about wins and losses.
Yep.
It really isn't, you know. All right, how about Ilya Markopoulos?
Ilya the Great.
Yep.
Great. I mean, great guy. Behind the scenes, in the ring, he's a real jerk.
Yes, he is.
But I always love calling a match for Ilya.
Yeah.
When I'm on commentary, it's one of the most fun parts of the night because he's just a master of crowd manipulation, crowd control, and he knows it.
Right.
Love working with Ilya.
Nice. All right. Jariel Rivera.
Yes.
That's how you say it, right? Jariel?
I believe so.
All right.
Yes.
Amazing. Want to talk about it in shape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look at him and I get exhausted.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Look at where he's come in just a year. He has transformed himself.
Yes.
I love having him on the shows as well.
Right.
I believe he is dealing with some kind of injury at the moment.
Okay.
I know we were hoping to have him at APW, but he's had some other things that come up.
Okay.
Great talent.
Yeah.
He can go in the ring.
He sure can.
Forever. I don't think I've ever seen him get tired.
Right.
Break a sweat, so to speak.
He's an unbelievable. Like I said, man, I get tired just looking at him.
Yeah.
He is. He's got what, 8-pack?
Yeah.
10-pack.
Yeah.
All right. How about we brought him up a few times. Monty Aries, who has a very bright future ahead of him.
The main shooter, man. I can't say enough good things about Monty. I see him going places in this business. His dedication and his work ethic is unmatched to a lot of the guys around here. Younger guys, I guess, or newer to the business.
Right.
He's always coming up with something new. He's always keeping himself fresh. Talk about transforming your body. Right. Look at where he's coming in the past year. He looks like a completely different person. Every time I go back to work on highlight reels or something, I catch a clip of him last year. I don't even recognize the guy.
Right.
He's going to go places in this business, and I'm fortunate to call him a friend.
Nice. All right. How about the Kingpin, Brian Malonis?
Mastodon of the mat. Really, you want to talk about being in the right place at the right time. I'm in the early stages of my career in this business, and I've gotten to work with Brian Malonis. So I feel pretty lucky in that regard.
Yep.
I was a big fan of him, and when he came in and I got to work with him for the first time, I definitely marked out and snapped a pic to my girlfriend.
Right.
And now I get to shake his hand and talk about what we're going to do in the show, and couldn't be luckier just to work with the guy.
When my girlfriend sees him, she always says to me, now that's a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And fortunately, she's talking about the smaller guys.
Yep.
But really.
He's the biggest guy in the country.
Pound for pound.
They can work like that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, how about Cam Hall?
Cassius Hall.
Yeah, Cassius Hall, yeah. Sorry.
Cassius Hall, I met when I first started training back in 2018. He was in my first class. Again, transformed his body. That's the theme of the conversation now. Earlier it was education.
Yeah. But I mean, he really is in fantastic shape.
Yep. and he can go.
Yeah, you can.
You can't teach the intensity that he has, man.
Right. And his brother?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Keon.
Keon.
I just ran into Keon last night at WWE in Manchester.
Yeah?
Yep. Just ran into him on the way to the bathroom.
Nice.
He's been taking a little hiatus from the ring to kind of focus on his personal life. And,
yeah. But he was doing shows for WFA when they started.
Yep.
Very talented kid.
I got a spoiler for you, though, with him, too.
What's that?
Also transformed himself.
Oh, really?
I saw him for the first time in 3 months last night, and he's looking big.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him. He knows, man. He sees all these other guys working hard.
Yep.
Got to keep up.
Yep.
All right. How about we'll go with the referee, Ronnie Maestro.
Ronnie is a genuine, kind human being that I enjoy seeing every single time I run into him. That's all I can say about Ronnie.
That's a great answer, though, because Ronnie is a really nice, humble guy.
Yep.
All right. Mike Hollow. Coach Hollow.
Coach Hollow. Again, first met him at my first wrestling class in 2018. I was fortunate enough to work with him when I was working with WFA recently. And again, always looking to elevate those around him.
Yep.
Mike Hollow is always hungry to find
the next guy to train.
Yeah.
To make sure they learn right.
Yeah, and you got to respect that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't know. I like to say the best trainer. I mean, there's a lot of great trainers, but his track record.
Yeah.
Look what all the people that are in the WWE and anywhere else that's on TV.
Out of all the trainers in this area,
most of them were with Mike.
Yeah. I miss working with Mike a lot.
Yeah.
And I hope he's doing well, and everyone at WFA I hope is going great.
Nice. How about Scott Reed?
Love Scott Reed. He's an animal in the ring.
Yep.
Talk about jacked.
Yeah, no doubt.
I guess personally working with him in WFA, he was always eager to elevate the product, make sure everyone got taken care of, and he's a great guy. I know he just returned to the ring recently.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see that myself.
Nice. All right. How about good friend of the show, Sonny Goodspeed?
Sonny Goodspeed, one of my best friends. I love Sonny.
Nice.
I got to work with him when he was helping out at APW. He was actually the one who kind of referred me to work with Scott Reed at WFA.
Nice.
And I still am fortunate enough to see Sonny for Mexican food every couple of months.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's cool. All right. How about Steve Stetson, who, if I'm not mistaken, is taking on a mystery opponent at the next show, or is that the 24th or the 17th?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Right,
I'll have to check my sources.
Problem. But I'm pretty sure because I put a line to it with a mystery opponent. So that's pretty cool, though. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's somebody that's already there.
Yep.
Maybe it's somebody that's just coming in. I like that.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
And Mike Grassa, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's young and he's hungry.
Yep. Intimidating presence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. All right. How about Owen Brody?
Yo, bro.
The big jerk.
Yeah. Owen Brody, I guess in ring, definitely one of the more experienced guys.
Yeah,
I've
seen. Can work.
He can work. Whenever he gets in the ring with maybe someone who's a little more green, you know that you're in for something good.
Right.
Because you're going to kind of watch someone learn how to work live in front of you, and he's going to make sure it happens.
Right.
He's also a great mind creatively.
Oh, okay.
He helps with some of the booking at
nice.
Atlantic Pro Wrestling.
Oh, excellent. I did not know that. That's cool.
And he's always eager to get into something new, always trying to come up with a new good storyline.
Yeah.
And I think we've got some good stuff in store with him.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that. How about Kathy Widow Belmont? Do you remember? She's not still there, is she?
She has not been at APW, I want to say, in maybe over half a year.
Okay.
Great person to work with, great talent. I'm not exactly sure why we haven't seen her recently. Right. I hope all is well, though.
Excellent. How about, you brought him up earlier in that, Daniel Powers, right?
I didn't bring up Daniel Powers.
You didn't?
I'm not familiar.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Was Brian Fury there when you trained at netball, or was it just Chase?
It was just Chase.
Okay. Because I saw Brian Fury at the Songas Arena, and I did see Scotty Slade. I seen a whole bunch of people. But when I sat down, do you know Jerry Lane, the fan?
No.
No? We sat down, and there was Jerry, like, literally, I could, like, hit him with a piece of popcorn. But it was cool, man.
Yeah.
You missed a good show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
know.
You really did.
I know.
I can't say it enough. I mean, obviously, we're huge Carmelo Hayes fans.
Yep.
You know, but he looked good.
Yeah.
And and I did see George Carroll, who works for, do you know George at all?
No.
George has been around the independent scene forever, but he works for NXT now.
Okay.
And he said to me, he goes, isn't it awesome? He's Carmelo's headlining tonight.
Yeah.
He goes, and you've been there for the whole ride.
Yep.
I'm like, yes, I have been. I mean, the Michael Jackson, the Killanova, to this.
Ride's not over yet.
No, it's not. Because I don't know if you heard, but maybe about a year ago, I read a thing that said Shawn Michaels was talking to Carmelo, and he said, what do you want?
Yep.
And he said, I want to be the top guy. And Shawn said, let's make that happen.
Yep.
And he is.
I do remember some of that. It's crazy. You know, you got to feel so lucky to know that you've shared a room with that guy on a smaller scale.
And I expect his matches against Noam Dar to be
Yeah.
really good, because Noam Dar's real good.
Yep.
I remember when they first had him in the tournament and stuff, I was like, I didn't get him.
Yeah.
I didn't get him. He didn't have as much personality then as he does now. There's no way, because I would have noticed him.
Yep.
You know? All right, let's get another name or two. How about Roadhouse, Edgar Arthur Stevens?
Great guy. Great guy. He's always getting his gimmick over on social media. You got to respect that.
Absolutely.
Great guy. Always helping out with ring crew. Can't say enough nice things about guys like that.
Nice. Has he actually managed anybody at APW yet?
Not as of yet, no.
Okay. I expect big things from him.
Yeah.
And I never know, man.
He's a big bad dude.
He is a big bad dude. You're absolutely right. All right, listen, why don't we just talk TV wrestling?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think AEW is going to, really sell 60,000 tickets in England?
I mean, you got to think about the market. They're hungry for live wrestling on a large scale like that.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't shock me.
I don't think they would have got it in the United States. You know what I mean? By playing a football stadium, but they may over in England, because wrestling is pretty big over there.
Yep.
You know?
I'm excited to see that show.
I am too. I really am. Even though there's guys I don't really like, you know what I mean? To watch at least.
Same.
Like the Bullet. No, are they the Bullet? No, the Elite.
The Elite.
The Elite. Yeah. And it's really, I don't really have anything against Kenny. And other than the little wrestling, the little girl and the blow-up doll, I can kind of look past that.
Yeah.
But his buddies, these two string bean dudes that throw super kick after super kick after super kick, I'm just not a fan of.
I think we had the same conversation last time I was here.
Yeah.
We agree on that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I am excited about, but they seem to be dropping the ball again with them. Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
So talented.
Yep.
They drop it again. He'll be in the WWE with Cody making a run, honestly.
And the Revolution will be televised on WWE.
Yeah.
And they'll be sad they missed out on that.
And I think they're blowing it. And the thing with Keith Lee, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring them guy in, and then you don't use them. They have so many wrestlers that it's ridiculous. How do you get everybody on TV? You don't.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Adam Cole in AEW right now.
The shrinking man?
What's that?
The shrinking man.
Yeah.
Because he is not as big as he was in NXT, working out at the Performance Center.
It sucks, man. I mean, that's some of my favorite matches in history.
Yeah.
With him at takeovers, and
he's a great wrestler.
Hey, his size put aside. I mean, every time I tune in, I just want to see that Adam Cole.
Right.
And not to say, maybe it's not his fault, but I sure miss getting really excited for Adam Cole.
Well, Jim Cornette is 100% right, though. He looks so small.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what happened, why he stopped. I know he was injured.
Yeah.
But like to let yourself go when he was looking his best and doing his best work before he left. Literally.
Yep.
I mean, he's been a great wrestler for a long time. But he was doing his best work in NXT.
Yep.
I don't think his work now is even comparable.
No, I agree with you. I thought that match with Chris Jericho on the pay-per-view left something to be desired.
Right.
What do I know? But I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, you know enough. You've been around. You know what I mean? You've been ringside. You know what's good, what's bad.
I'm an experienced consumer, and I didn't enjoy that one.
Right. Now, was it that night that Chris Stat came back and did the open challenge with Jade Cargill?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that either, to be honest with you. I rolled my eyes pretty hard. I mean,
she was one of the women they were pushing at the very beginning. Very beginning.
But to do what you just did with Jade Cargill.
Right. Give her this undefeated streak.
Yeah, 60-0, I think she went. And I mean, I'm not the biggest Jade Cargill fan, but I see what they were doing.
Right.
And it definitely could have had a better payoff.
Should have went to 100.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Really.
And I'm just a terrible setup.
Yeah.
I think the manager, Sterling, cut a promo.
Yeah.
Basically said, there's no one left for her to challenge her, and then hits music. I mean, come on.
Chris
Kayfabe,
Stat. Yeah, right? I hear you. She's an East Coast girl, though.
Yeah.
Northeast. She's Wrestle Pro.
Okay.
So, and what about over in the WWE? Jimmy Uso almost took Roman's head off.
Yeah. I think last time I was here, it was shortly after Survivor Series, and we talked about the Bloodline. And I was
You have a good memory.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Sammy, and you and I were interested on how they were going to split.
Yeah.
What a payoff.
Huge for that.
Yeah.
And now what another payoff.
Yeah.
That's just unbelievable. And I loved it how Solo goes,
Yep.
But these are my brothers. You're the other, what do you say? You're my cousin.
Yeah.
But these are my brothers. And then just, whoa. That came out of left field. I did not, listen, I'm a fan of wrestling and I've seen, a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I really didn't believe you. I couldn't believe it that he thumbed his brother.
It's not too often these days with, modern wrestling that, big marks like us can get work.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I was flipping out.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's in the kitchen like, calm down. Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry, but Solo just whacked his brother.
Yeah. I've got one of my best friends who's never really been a wrestling fan too much, but he, for the first time in all of our lives, I've been a fan forever. He will, we'll meet up and he'll be like, did you see that with the Bloodline? I'm like, all right, they're doing something.
Yeah.
They're getting new eyes on the product.
Yeah, I have a friend, Joe, right, my best friend, and he never liked wrestling growing up. But you know when he liked it? He liked it when the NWO. He was one of those type of fans,
Yep.
that was strictly just a TV fan, And I used to tease him all the time. Matter of fact, he bought us tickets one time to go to Rhode Island for a Nitro.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's his only show he's ever been to, and now he don't like wrestling anymore. You know what I mean? But do you remember the Attitude Era? It hit hard.
Yeah. Yep.
And there was 5 million watching Nitro and 5 million watching Raw. And now SmackDown does about, what, 2 mil?
Yeah, I think that's what it hovers
there
around.
At least.
Yeah.
And AEW does like 1 mil, but then it drops in the quarters and picks back up and it drops. At least according to Jim Cornette and Brian Last.
Yeah. So you're a big Cornette guy, huh?
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Love Cornette.
Do you have any favorite Cornette? I don't mean to hijack the show.
That's all right.
You have any favorite Cornette moments on the show? That's all I listen to.
Yeah, I love it when he talks about the Monroes.
Yeah.
And who else? There was the other ones. Oh, come on. His aunts.
He's got Hotchkiss.
Oh, Hotchkiss.
The feather bombs.
Yeah. He's the best, though. And I love his rants.
Yeah.
His rants are phenomenal, but he's got a great mind for the business. I mean.
Yeah. I started really listening to him when kind of AEW started.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan went out, and he was like, he basically said in some interview, he's like, I listen to Jim Cornette a lot to get my knowledge for the way I put on my show. And,
Nice.
you know, I was trying to get into the wrestling business, and I was like, that sounds like a good resource.
Yeah.
And kind of weird that Tony Khan got me to listen to Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because Jim's got, and I love his nicknames.
Yeah.
Twinkle Toes, Mick Finger.
Yeah.
You guys can figure that the last word starts with an F.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think my favorite story is when the car landed on his fence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like his little interactions with the animals.
Yes.
You know, now he's doing his thing, Reggie's Corner.
Love Reggie's Corner.
Yeah, me too. And I love the songs
Yeah.
on the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Rocky Ramone actually put one out on the last one.
Yeah.
I love Rocky Ramone. I love, what's the other guy? The guy that, he's probably like Saudi Arabian.
Like Ivar.
Oh, yeah,
Igor,
that guy.
something like
Yeah.
that.
He's so good. He sings out of key. Off key.
Yes.
But he has the best song, and the lyrics are hilarious putting down AEW.
I'll tell you this. I love the songs, but when the song portion starts is when my girlfriend has to either leave the room or turn it off.
Right.
She's very musical, and she doesn't
She don't wanna hear that
appreciate
crap.
the.
No, I hear you. I get that. I love music too, but
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's so funny.
So good.
It's incredible. That's the only one you listen to? Because there's a couple more I listen to that you might like. Code In.
Yep.
Keep It to 100 is pretty good.
I listened to that a few times.
Yeah, Foley.
Yeah.
Foley is pod. Foley
is pod.
Yeah, Foley is pod. I also listen to Live and in Color with Wolfie D. Do you know who that is?
No.
Wolfie D. Oh, well, he was in a part of the Nation of Domination. He was one of the white rappers, remember?
Yep.
JC Ice, Jamie Dundee, and Wolfie D. His is really good because it's from like Memphis. So it's a lot of old, and I'm a huge fan of Memphis. That's why I like it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? If you don't know him, it probably wouldn't be up your alley. But yeah, I love Cornette though.
Yeah.
He is the absolute best.
Just fun, man, and it's you get a lot of good information.
Oh yeah.
I don't exactly agree with all of his takes.
Right, of course not. You couldn't.
But they're entertaining.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't wait to listen to him, crap all over AEW every week.
Yep.
Even if I like some of it, or it's fun.
He craps on everybody though. He doesn't just crap on AEW. If the WWF stuff is out there that's not good, he'll tell it.
Yep.
He's not afraid.
No.
And from his castle.
Yeah.
Castle Cornette.
Yeah. With the people in the walls.
Yeah.
I listen to Busted Open.
Yeah.
I know you're not the biggest fan.
No, I'm
I remember
not.
hearing that.
Dave LaGreca guy, I can't listen to him. He sounds arrogant.
Yeah.
He does. Like he's a know-it-all. I just can't listen to him.
I used to listen to this one called Comedians of Wrestling. They kind of ended, but it was a really good community where it was improv actors.
Nice.
That's kind of where my background is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mixing of the worlds.
Right. And they were wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Nice.
I used to listen to the Wrestling Inc. daily. I missed that. That was a really good source of information.
Now, what was that, like an hour show?
Yeah, it was like a daily hour-long just wrestling news show. Yeah. And it was the Wrestling Inc. website that did it.
Yep.
Nick Hausman.
Yes.
Who now has a show on Premier Streaming Network.
Yep.
He's I've gotten to like DM him a couple of times.
Nice.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's very hard working too. You know.
Yep.
How about let's talk Dominic and his mommy,
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. I liked when he jumped into her arms at the end of that match. He looked like a little koala bear.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And she is possibly the best wrestler in the world right now.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
She might be better than any of the males. She really might be.
She can work.
She's unbelievable. And again, I really believe that. She might be the best wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah. And to call back to our last time we were together, we did talk about Dominic, and both of us agreed that it was like a a resurgence,
Yes.
like his second chance to really, really make an impact.
And he's doing a great job.
It's going pretty well.
You know, he is so hated.
Yeah.
So hated.
There was that promo in Puerto Rico to open SmackDown.
Yes.
And they just wouldn't let him talk.
Yep.
That was good.
That
man.
was great.
Yeah.
We actually, me, my friend Dave Fortia, and I can't remember who else we were with, but we were at a chaotic show.
Mm-hmm.
And Basic Becca was very new. And she was on the side of her knee on the outside of the ropes on the ring apron. And she's trying to talk, and we were just so loud. You know? Yeah. And we did it for a good minute. Mm-hmm. And I finally looked at Dave, and I'm like, I think Rich wants us to stop because he was looking over at us, you know, probably not even thinking of it to stop us, but he was looking at us, and we just let her have it, man. And she handled it well. Yeah. She just shut up. That's good. And then finally she got her talking it.
That's good heat, brother.
Yes, it was. Yeah. And she's very talented, too.
Yes.
You know, has she worked for APW at all lately?
No, I think she did quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a year or so. She worked with us a few times.
Who has just come in that you're like, wow?
DJ Powers. Yeah. Jason Vaughn.
DJ Powers. I said Dan
that's
Powers.
Who it was. Yeah. Okay. Full circle. Yeah.
I think his name really is Daniel.
Oh, okay.
But he goes by DJ Powers.
Apologies, DJ. I'll keep that
sorry,
in mind.
bud. Yeah.
You know, we haven't had too many other debuts recently. I mean, Mike Grossa, obviously he's made a good name for himself, but I'm kind of just getting introduced.
Right.
Made a great impact.
Yep.
Steve Stetson, what a talent.
Excellent.
He yells every time he speaks. I want to hear him talk a little lower once in a while. Yeah. But man, just skrelts.
Right.
But I dig it. He's got a great gimmick going on.
Excellent. And we got 24 seconds left. APW's next two shows, June 17th in Newburyport. That's 25 Low Street.
Yep.
And then June 24th, the following Saturday, right?
Yep.
In Manchester, New Hampshire. Check out APW's Facebook page. You can grab your tickets.
Yep.
Christian, thanks, brother.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Guys, we're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.